some add-ons, some new domains. Those are nothing but IS domains, industrial solutions, industrial specific solutions. SAP IS oil and gas. We're having a lot of IS domains here. You can see in my screen and my PPT. SAP IS domains. These are the IS domains nowadays in the market. SAP IS aerospace, IS automotive, IS banking, IS chemicals, consumer products. For each and every industry, there is a IS solution, SAP solution. For insurance, utilities, oil and gas, railway, whatever, you name it, they're having the IS domain. So these domains, in these domains, we can fit the particular business scenarios of the particular industries. Okay, in these, among these, in India, the most popular ones based on the compensation and based on the demand, market demand, are oil and gas, retail, utilities. Nowadays, insurance also coming into India. But these aerospace, automotives, banking, these are not popular in India, but in US and UK, they are using aerospace, automotives, and banking also. I think some other guy joined, so Mr. Veera. Hello. Hello, Mr. Veera. No response. Okay. So, what is oil and gas? SAP IS oil and gas. Yeah, it is also like a basic domain, but it supports the basic domains like SD processors are there. This IS oil and gas domain supports the SD process in oil and gas business. MM processes. Okay, this will support the MM process like logistics. SD process like pricing, back orders, those things it will support. Third party sales, those things SAP IS oil and gas supports. Okay, from the wellhead to the gas station, all the business scenarios we can fit into this SAP IS oil and gas. This is a particularly used for oil and gas industry only. So I will discuss the oil and gas segments, basic segments in my next slide. These are the oil and gas segments based on the business scenarios. Various business scenarios are there, or various business operations are there in the oil and gas industry. Those are divided into 3 streams. We can call those as upstream, middle stream, and downstream. Most generally in the industry, middle stream and downstream together we are calling as downstream only. Downstream companies which are involved in midstream and downstream activities, we are calling those companies as downstream companies. Okay. Upstream means searching and exploration of the crude oil or natural gas. Searching as well as the exploration process of the natural gas or crude oil we are calling as upstream process. Okay, the companies which are involved in upstream business, we are calling those companies as upstream companies, like Reliance. It is into searching and exploration of the process. We're having the exploration rigs in Kakinada also, in Andhra Kakinada, and in Mumbai Patalganga. Okay, in Gujarat also we are having in Kandla, I think. Okay, and ONGC also, they are also upstream company. Midstream means the refining process, oil refining process. After getting the crude oil, we will store that crude oil into some aggregation storages, silos or tanks. Then we will transport that to the refineries. In the refineries, we will refine the crude oil to get the finished products like gasoline, diesel, air propulsional fuels, and the ship propulsion fuels, heating oils. Like these finished products we will get. Along with these finished product, we will get the byproducts also. Some of the byproducts of the oil and gas industry are sulfur, synthetics, plastics, tar, naphtha. These are the byproducts. So at this middle stream stage, we will get the finished product or byproducts also. After getting these finished product and byproducts, the manufacturing process is over. Then Then downstream comes into picture, the transportation of the finished product. Okay, sales. Okay, planning of the transportation, tariffs, duties, calculation of the tariffs and duties. Okay, logistics. All these we will discuss in the downstream. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram which will explain all the streams. This is upstream, searching and exploration process, production process, oil field services, upstream. And then after getting the crude oil or natural gas, the transportation will done, and we will store the crude oil or natural gas into aggregation storages or tanks. We'll call those tanks as silos also, silo. This is the oil and gas terminology. Okay, whenever you will confirm the class, I will share the terminology sheet also. For any business, you need to know the particular business terminology. Okay. After storing into silos, we will refine the crude oil or natural gas for the finished products. After that, we will transport the finished product. Continuous transportation, batch transportation. If we are using the pipeline transportation, then we are calling those as continuous transportation. If we are using road transportation or rail transportation or marine transportation, then we are calling that as batch transportation. After transportation, distribution, packaging, trading, marketing, these activities comes into downstream. This is basics about oil and gas industry. I will discuss thoroughly in my actual classes about oil and gas industry and the process. All those things I will discuss in the actual classes. These are the basics. What is what? Okay. So, this is my curriculum. As I said before, if you are from SD or MM background, you know the master data and you know the enterprise structure. But there is a little difference from SD master data and oil and gas master data. Those things I will cover. I will start from zero. If you want oil and gas enterprise structure, how to form the oil and gas enterprise structure, what are the entities, organizational entities present in the oil and gas and enterprise structure. Those things we will discuss in the oil and gas enterprise structure. In the master data, we use here SD master data. Those are like SD master data only, but oil and gas master data are little difference. Oil and gas enhancements will add to that master data. Important master data are customer master data, vendor master data, and material master data. These master data we will discuss. I think you know about master data and transactional data. There is no need to discuss about master data and transactional data. Yeah, we are having the TD master data also. Those master data we will discuss in the transportation and distribution functionality. TD master data like vehicle master data, transportation unit master data, and driver master data. Those things we will discuss in the TD functionality. So from pricing agreements to HPM, that means price agreements, exchanges, transportation and distribution, tariffs, duties and permits, traders, schedulers, workbench, TSW, remote logistics management, RLM, hydrocarbon product management, HPM. These are the topics we are going to cover. This is completely downstream. I'm not discussing the upstream because I'm leaving JVA and PRA in the upstream. Joint venture accounting, JVA. PRA means production revenue accounting. The companies are searching for JVA and PRA consultants who are worked in oil and gas industry, real-time experience, domain experience, those who are worked in production or oil rigs. They are preferring those consultants only. And you need to have a chemical degree, chemical MBA or chemical graduation. Okay. I will discuss briefly about all the functionalities here. Price agreements. If you are from SAP SD, then you know about the pricing technique. What is the pricing technique? What pricing technique we will follow in the SD? Same pricing technique we will follow in the IS oil and gas also. But here the pricing techniques, 4 important pricing techniques are there, which are used in oil and gas industry: time pricing, location specific pricing, contract specific pricing, formula and average pricing. Time pricing means based on the particular time, the pricing will vary. For suppose, I will give you an example here. For suppose we know the Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar will give on August 15th there is a 20% discount. That means throughout the year they are following a pricing procedure, but on August 15th, particular day or particular date, they are following a different pricing procedure. That is nothing but time pricing, based on the time, based on the day or based on the date also. In oil and gas industry also, we will use the time pricing. We'll discuss the purpose and why we are using, where we are using, those things we will discuss in the time pricing. Location specific pricing, I will give a simple example for location specific pricing also. If you want to buy a automobile from 2 different states or 2 different cities, say for example, you want to buy from Bangalore and you want to buy from Hyderabad also. Check the prices. There is a variation in the price. Why? Because the taxes, local taxes comes into picture, state taxes, central taxes, even city taxes in US, city taxes, county taxes also applicable on that material, on that product. So based on the location, the price may vary. Even oil products also. Check the price of petrol in Bangalore and Hyderabad. Those are not same. There is a slight variation, at least in rupees. There is a slight variation. 1 rupee, 2 rupee variation is there. Why? Because based on the location, based on the tax, location tax, and contract specific pricing. In SD, we use the contract for controlling the price. Oil and gas products are commodities. Commodity prices fluctuate every minute. So to control the price, we use the contract. Commodities like gold, silver, wheat, rice, cotton, mirchi, all these are commodities. We use the contract specific pricing in all the commodity markets, not only in oil and gas industry, to control the price. Say for example, today's gold price is 3,000 per gram, for example. If you want to buy after 1 month, but you don't know what is the price after 1 month, you are forecasting like there is a increase, slight increase in the price. So you draw a contract. Based on that contract, the supplier is going to deliver or is going to sell that material for today's price based on the contract. Okay. In oil and gas industry also, we use the contract specific pricing for crude buying and selling. And formula and average pricing in commodity industries like steel industry, as I said before, oil and gas industry, wheat industry, cotton industry, mirchi. In all these industries, the prices are decided by the third party institutions. In oil and gas industry, some institutions are Reuters, McGraw-Hill, Singapore Oil Exchange, Indian Oil Exchange, European Oil Exchange, to control the price, to decide the price. So these pricing institutions we are calling as third party price suppliers. Price suppliers. They will quote the price every minute. They will quote the price. So we'll get that price quotation from their servers to our SAP server through TRM, Treasury Risk Management. There is a domain called Treasury Risk Management. Through that, we will get the quotation. Okay. Different formulas are using in price quotation for deciding the price. Those formula and average pricing we will discuss in the formula and average pricing. Okay. Then coming to exchanges functionality, this is a unique business scenario used in oil and gas industry and in mining industry. You cannot find this exchanges scenario in any other industry. Only mining and oil and gas industry. It's like exchanging the household products like chini, salt. We are exchanging with our neighbors. Okay, whenever our stocks are, we are lack of stocks, then we will borrow some chini, 1 cup of chini from neighbor. Whenever our stocks are fulfilled, then we will return back that amount of the chini. In oil and gas industry also, whenever our stocks are, we are lack in stocks, we will borrow the material. For example, in exchanges, 3 scenarios are there. One is buy and sell scenario, borrow and loan, and throughput scenario. Say for example, we are running a trading company in Hyderabad. Okay, in Mumbai we are having a customer. Okay, but we don't have any facility to supply the customer in Mumbai. We don't have any facility in Mumbai. So what we will do is, we'll make an agreement with a company which present in Mumbai, which is doing operations in Mumbai. We'll make an agreement, and that company will serve our customer on behalf of our company in Hyderabad. Okay, we are borrowing the material from them. Okay, in return, what we will do is, we will serve his customer in Hyderabad. We are returning back the amount. Whatever we are borrowing, we are returning back. This is buy and sell scenario. So for example, same example, in Hyderabad we are running a trading company, and we are having a customer in Hyderabad itself, but we don't have the stock. The crisis period. In crisis, we will use the borrow and loan scenario. We don't have stock. So I'll borrow the product, whatever the quantity required for our client. We'll borrow that product. We will fulfill our customer need. Whenever our stocks are fulfilled, we'll return back whatever the quantity we borrowed. Borrow and loan. Okay. In first scenario, buy and sell scenario, the settlements are done in terms of currency. The value settlement, tax settlements, transportation, handling, all the charges will settle in terms of currency. But in second scenario, borrow and loan, we don't settle the value of the material in terms of currency. We are exchanging the product. That's it. We are borrowing and we are returning back. That's it. We are not exchanging. We are not settling in terms of currency. But the taxes, handling fee, transportation fees, these things we will settle in terms of currency in the second scenario. That is borrow and loan scenario. Throughput means, I told you in the first example, we are having a customer in Mumbai. Instead of making an agreement with a trading company, we'll maintain a storage location or warehouse in Mumbai. Third party storage location. That is nothing but throughput scenario. These 3 scenarios we will discuss in the exchanges. Okay. In the borrow and loan scenario, there is a value difference. So if there is any value difference, then that amount of value difference, we are not settling in terms of currency, we are settling that value difference in terms of material. That is nothing but logical inventory adjustment. We are adjusting the inventory. In terms of material, we are settling them. So this exchange agreements involves sales contract and purchase contract. Why? Because we are buying and we are selling. Same time. Exchange means we are buying and we are selling. So this exchange agreement involves sales contract and purchase contract also. And creation of sales call off and purchase call off means the contract execution. Execution we are calling as a call off, sales call off or and purchase call off. This is about exchanges. And the next functionality is TD, transportation and distribution. TD used for TD serves 3 basic needs in oil and gas industry. One is transportation of the material after sales. We need to transport the material from our plant to the customer. Okay. And second is inter plant transfer, plant to plant transfer. We are having a plant in Hyderabad and we are having a plant in Mumbai. We need to, there is a need to transport the material from one plant to another plant. Yeah, TD will serve that scenario. And third thing is, third need is, we bought something from a vendor. We need to transport that product from vendor place to our plant. That is also served in transportation and distribution. In transportation and distribution functionality, we need to know about the routes, which routes the vehicle is following, in which routes we need to transport the material. Again, this routes functionality is SAP SD functionality, but we will discuss here. If you are from SD, then we need no need to discuss the routes topic. If you are not from SD, yeah, I will discuss the routes topic. And in TD, we are having a master data. As I said before, transportation unit master data, vehicle master data, and driver master data. Transportation unit means informally the big tanks. If you see in highways, big tanks with trucks, they are transporting the oil and gas products and writing behind highly inflammable. So those big tankers we are calling as transportation units. In these transportation units, we are having the different compartments also. That big tank, it's not alone. We are having the compartments also. I will show you the picture here. I think it is visible. This is a transportation unit. This tank we are calling as a transportation unit. In this transportation unit, we can assign different compartments. This is one compartment. This is one compartment. This is another. This is a fourth compartment. More than 2 compartments we can have in the transportation unit based on the transportation unit master data and client requirements. Okay, we can load different materials in one transportation unit. If you see here, BS3MS, it is one material, and BS3HSD, this is another material. We can load different materials in one transportation unit. This transportation unit is a master data and the vehicle master data. Different vehicles we will use for transporting the goods based on the mean of transport. For example, road transportation, train transportation, marine transportation, pipeline transportation. These are the means of transportation we will use in the oil and gas industry. Based on the mean of transport, we are having different vehicles. Road transportation, then trucks are the vehicle. If you are using a train transportation, then train. The engine we are calling here as a tractor, and the attached tankers we are calling as transportation units. Okay. If you are using pipeline, mean of transport, MOT is a pipeline, then pipeline is the vehicle. Marine, then voyage or ships we are using. Okay, these are the vehicle. And driver is a human resource. In the driver master data, we are having the schedules, license numbers. Okay, those things we are having in the driver master data. And TD bulk shipment. In the bulk shipment, we are having 3 different scenarios: scheduling, loading confirmation, delivery confirmation. Scheduling means which vehicle we need to use. Okay, based on the customer requirement and customer vehicle compatibility. We are having 2 compatibilities in bulk shipment before scheduling. Those are customer vehicle compatibility, compartment product compatibility. Customer vehicle compatibility means some customers are they are into remote locations. For example, one customer is in a remote location. There is no railway, there is no marine, there is no pipeline. Then we use road transportation, truck. We'll use the truck for the transporting the material. That is nothing but customer vehicle compatibility. We'll assign this customer vehicle compatibility in master data. Master data view. One view is there, compatibility view. In that view, we need to specify the customer and the vehicle compatibility. And second compatibility is compartment and product compatibility. In certain or specific compartments, we need to load certain products only. Like if you are driving a diesel car, you need to pump diesel only. If you are, by mistake you pump petrol, then the engine will get stuck. Like that, here also the compartments are specifically manufactured for specific products only. We need to load those specific products into those specific compartments. Compartment product compatibility. Based on these two compatibilities, and some checks are there. Based on those checks, we will schedule the shipment. We will decide the vehicle, we will decide the driver, we will decide how much material we need to load. All these things we will decide in the scheduling, planning. Then loading confirmation. The vehicle goes to loading terminal or bay area. There the vehicle get loaded, confirmed. Then it will leave the factory premises. It will deliver the material to the customer. Will get the delivery confirmation. These three things we're calling as a bulk shipment. Okay. In output determination, how we are getting the documents printed or fax, those things we will discuss in output determination. And the transportation planning interface, TPI, and terminal automation system interface, two interfaces are there. If the client is using third-party softwares to plan the shipment or to load the shipment, then we will use these interfaces, transportation planning interface and terminal automation system interface. Those third-party softwares shares the data with SAP system through iDocs. If you see here, this is one third-party software we are using Smart Terminal Manager. Coming to TSW functionality, in TD we do only road transportation. Except road transportation, if the transportation is a pipeline transportation, railway transportation, or marine transportation, then we will use TSW. Nominations, creation of the nominations, creation of the locations like storage location, discharge location, warehouse. Various types of locations are there. Business location, we are calling these as business locations. Okay, there's business locations creation and managing those locations we will discuss in TSW. And creation of nomination. Nomination is nothing but a document between the trader and between the trader and scheduler. Nomination. Based on the nomination, we'll create the ticket execution. Okay, these things we will discuss in the TSW functionality. And in TDP, tariffs, duties and permits, oil and gas industry products are, all products are taxable materials. So the excise duty determinations of based on the sales cycle and based on the purchase cycle will do in TDP. Exchange handling, exchange duty calculations, postings based on the sales cycle and purchase cycle we will discuss in the TDP functionality. Various types of license handling fees are there, like central license tax, state license tax fee. Those license handling types we will discuss in TDP. Coming to remote logistics management, I told you in the upstream we are having the oil rig in the middle of the sea. We are calling that as offshore rig. We are having onshore storage locations, onshore warehouses, plants also. So the logistics operations between onshore location and offshore location we are calling as remote logistics management. Say for example, there is a machinery on the rig get repaired. So we cannot repair that machinery in the rig itself. We need to transport that rig, that machinery from the oil rig to onshore location. In the onshore or on-site, we'll get repaired that machinery and we need to transport back. Or if the crude oil, they are extracting the crude oil, we need to transport that to the aggregation storages. These transportation or these logistics operations will be done by voyages, different types of voyages, ships. Okay, so different types of supply types are there. Those supply types, different types of voyages, and containers, container assignment, container creation, we will discuss in RLM. And coming to hydrocarbon product management, this is basically the management of hydrocarbon products like finished products or byproducts also, silo management system or tank management system. We are having in SAP, we are having tank dips or silo dips. Based on the dips or based on the dip readings, we will calculate how much material moved in the particular duration. We can calculate those things and we can check with the book readings. And quantity conversion interface. Usually oil and gas products are highly volatile in nature. They will evaporate. So we need to transport or we need to store these oil and gas products in particular temperature, ambient temperature. We are calling those as ambient temperatures. If you are measuring water, then we will measure water, 1 liter water. That's it. We'll tell 1 liter. But in oil and gas products, 1 liter petrol at 15 degrees centigrade. That means liter at 15 degrees, liter at 26 degrees. Temperature we will mention. Okay, whenever we are measuring, we will mention the temperature also. That means in that temperature only, that measured quantity, we need to re-measure again. Okay, if we measured 1 liter of petrol at 15 degrees centigrade, if you re-measure that at 15 degrees only, then only it will be 1 liter. If you measured that 1 liter of petrol at 15 degrees centigrade at 26 degrees centigrade, then there is a difference in the quantity. So the quantity conversion we will discuss in the quantity conversion interface, ambient temperature, conversion of the ambient temperatures. And I told you in the TD functionality, plant to plant transfers are there. These plant to plant transfers we can track from the hydrocarbon product management. Okay, how much material moving per shipment or per duration we can track by using hydrocarbon product management, by using that tracking interface. Okay, these are the functionalities I'm going to cover. Pricing agreements to hydrocarbon product management. And I think SAP implementation based on the ASAP methodology, 5 phases are there. Project preparation, before project preparation, scoping activity, then project preparation, business blueprint, realization, customization, final preparation. In final preparation involves testing, training of the end user, these things, then go live. All these phases involves different documents, project document, project preparation documents, and business blueprint, BBP. In realization, we are having customization documents, training documents, testing documents. These documents, I will provide the documents related to oil and gas industry. Implementation documents I can provide. And I will explain the ASAP methodology also based on the oil and gas industry, related to oil and gas industry. And I'm giving the notes like this. We'll get the notes like this.
Mr. Surinder, this is Rajashekar. I have one question.
Yeah, Mr. Rajashekar.
What kind of documents you are going to share with us?
BBP, project preparation, customization documents, real time.
Okay. Okay, real-time documentation, right?
Yeah, real documentation.
How about
yeah, tell me.
How about SAP documentations like IOZ 10 and all documents are there, right? So any chance that you have the documents?
TIOZ 10, IOZ 100, and
IOZ 10, yeah,
IOZ
yeah.
340. Those are
340.
certification
Yeah.
documents, and those are plus or minus 5 hours. Okay.
Okay.
And I think you researched about the demand, job opportunities, and compensations. I think you know. Anyway, let me tell you, there is a demand, okay, for downstream in TD, TSW combination. They are asking TD, TSW or RLM, HPM. They're asking the combinations. Okay, and compensations, 3 years real-time experience. They're paying around 55,000 per month in India, and in US it varies 100 to $130, I think, per hour. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.